The normal bus driver to take the special kids to the Sesame Street school had called in sick one day. So the manager had to abruptly get a new driver for the special kids to take them there. And who showed up from the temporary agency was a guy who looked a little bit like his second job was from the Hells Angels. Well, the manager didn't have time to replace him, so he said, okay, this is your job. You have to pick up 4 special needed kids and take them to Sesame Street. Pretty easy. The guy says, no worries about it. The manager says, well, be nice to them. No problem. So he heads on down the road, gets to the first bus stop, opens up the door, and he sees a short little girl there, about 3'8", about 150 pounds. And he says, well, sunshine, what's your name? She goes, Patty. He says, well, Patty, you're fat. She says, I'm not fat, I'm obese. He says, have it your way, get in the bus, we're going to Sesame Street. He goes down to the second bus stop, opens up the door. Who's standing there but another short little girl, about 3'8", 150 pounds. And he says, well, young lady, what's your name? She goes, my name's Patty. He says, well, Patty, you're fat. And she says, I'm not fat, I'm obese. Says, have it your way, Patty. Get in the bus, we're going to Sesame Street. Goes down to the third stop, opens up the door, and he sees this young boy there, about 3'8", 150 pounds. And he says, son, what's your name? And he says, my name's Hoss. And the driver says, well, your parents named you well. Get in the bus, we're going to Sesame Street. Goes down to the fourth stop, opens up the door, and sees this nasty kid there. He says, you're late. The bus driver says, I know, I'm new. Well, what's your name? He says, Lester. Lester Cheese. He goes, okay, Mr. Cheese, get in the bus. We're going to Sesame Street. So he's driving down the road, and all of a sudden he hears the girls having a fit in the back. They're yelling, they're screaming, and he looks around, and he sees Lester. He has his shoes off with a pocket knife. He's cutting off his bunions and his corns, and he's flipping them at the girls. And he's like, Lester, stop that, come on. And so, and not paying attention to the road, he runs a red light. And so there's a cop there, pulls him over, and the cop says, do you know what you just did? And the guy goes, I have no idea. He goes, well, you just ran a red light, and you got these special kids in your bus, and you're going to Sesame Street. I mean, how stupid could you be? He goes, well, I don't have any special kids in my bus. He goes, you don't? What do you have? He says, I have a Big Mac. A Big Mac, what do you mean? He says, I have 2 obese patties, special Hoss, Lester Cheese, picking bunions on a Sesame Street bus.